And in their paths, nothing but ruin and misery. And the fear of God is not before their eyes. They have taken the hearts and minds of our leaders. They have recruited the rich and the powerful. And they have blinded us to the truth. And our human spirit is corrupted. Why do we worship greed? Because outside the limit of our sight, feeding off us, perched on top of us from birth to death, are our owners. Our owners. They have us. They control us. They are our masters. Wake up. They're all about you, all around you.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
That Jack really has cut with the manager of the Overlook. It is the most crucial scene in the film. Danny is in a hallway playing with his trucks. Please note that the carpet has these strange hexagonal patterns in them with a long line in front of the hexagonal pattern. Now look at these pictures of launch pad 39 at Cape Canaveral and see that their launch pads look very similar to the patterns on the carpet that Danny is playing on. Also please note that Danny is playing with trucks, and it looks almost as if the trucks and everything are on the launch pad surrounding the rocket. But where is the rocket? Suddenly out of nowhere, the Overlook Hotel rolls the tennis ball from nowhere, the tennis ball that Jack lost earlier. It is a gesture, and the gesture says, "Wanna play?" Mystified by where the ball came from, Danny stands up, and the audience finally sees what the nature of the secret project is really about. As Danny stands up, the answer is revealed in an instant. Danny is wearing a sweater with a crudely sewn rocket pictured on the front. Above the rocket, clearly seen on Danny's sweater, are the words, Apollo 11. The audience watching the film literally sees the launch of Apollo 11 right before their eyes as Danny rises up from the floor. It isn't the real launch of Apollo 11. It is, of course, the symbolic launch of Apollo 11.
Boiling. Woo! Tonight at the last holiday sauce. Oh, it's a real show. It's an absurd show. A lot of people don't know this about me. I light a cigarette. I smoke. Did I talk to you?
Good point.
So Steve Jobs is dead. Steve Jobs is dead. He looks pretty active, healthy, robust, charismatic. Stephen Hawking is still alive. I guess it pays to keep your mouth shut and do what you're told. That's amazing, eh? Smartest man alive. Holds all the answers about our universe and outer space and how it works. And he's also the least likely to go up in a rocket to check out his theories. When you hear Stephen Hawking talk, I mean, it's It's a robot voice. That's amazing. Back in 1980, developed artificial intelligence just for one guy to push NASA. Artificial intelligence that could tap into his fucking brain
As he wants or is going to.
and read his thoughts so he could talk through a robo-filter.
The question of whether God is bound by the laws of science is a biblical question.
You'd think that they would have fucking maybe installed online translator. Because if they said that was the smartest man in the universe, I don't know if everybody would believe him. So who's the real voice? There's Matt Boylan, a.k.a. Matthew Leonard Boylan, a.k.a. Dragonfly Supervisor, Agent M2 ZX10, Graphics Operational Manager for NASA. Been a comedian for about 20 years. It's been a front. I'm a high-realist painter, photorealist painter. Worked for NASA on and off doing freelance graphics for about 20 years now. In the quark in the second atom of the quasar in the black hole. NASA. As you can see, we got a nice red serpent tongue coming through there. NASA. And there's the UN flag. Also the symbol of the flat earth. Oh, of course, if I say flat earth, I gotta be an idiot, right? That's what they told you, right? It's a ball. There's no Antarctica in this. It's a bird's eye with the North Pole. Right in your fucking face. You know, there's gonna be some comedians making jokes tonight, but I want to talk about the joke that's on you. That's what it takes to be a member. Have a bomb, nuke the planet, go up and take a look at what it really looks like. Outer space. There it is. There's your world. You know when they took that? 1969. First lunar mission to the moon. You know, the first lunar mission to the moon wasn't so much about going to the moon. It was about having an event so you can go high enough to take a picture after 500 years to prove it was a ball. They went to the moon before they crossed the Antarctic. The two most watched televised events in history: the moon landing and the towers falling. Up, down. Oh, there they are. Moon landing, 8:17 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1969. Isaac Newton, 1666. 666-99-1966. Most people saw the lunar landing and they swear on it because they heard it on the radio. CBS put up screens all over in Central Park, along with NBC, you know, so they could work with groupthink dynamics. Reality is reinforced by group dynamics, witnessing an event. Now, is it really them halfway to the moon? Or they just turned out the lights in the cabin and pressed the camera up against a round window. Don't forget your flag of the world has no Antarctica, and it's flat. Of course, to entertain that notion, you have to be an idiot. Right? Like they told you, Simon says. Oh. It's funny that we said that this is what we're in right now, this is what we're on, before any instrument of proof. Until, pause. Can you do it? It's funny, back in the 60s when they went to the moon, this is the first time we actually had like an instrument of flight to actually go high enough to actually fucking check out if what we agreed to 500 years ago was real. So if they were wrong after 500 years, the question is, would they tell you? University institutions, physics, the Royal Society in London that supports NASA, Newtonian physics, why objects move on a ball spinning 1,000 miles an hour while it's going 26,000 miles around the sun. It's basically the model we accepted right now. I don't feel it's spinning 1,000 miles an hour right now. Oh, that's because of gravity. Oh yeah, gravity? What's that? That's the thing you can't feel. Oh yeah, can you prove that in an equation? Yeah, I can prove that in an equation. It took Newton like a book 3 times thicker than the Bible, and he still couldn't finish his equation on how to prove gravity. He would try to prove gravity when you read Newton's book of Principia through like Stephen Hawking, or if you even find the original book, he would prove by saying that everything started with the word if. If you fucking take Newton's book of like if the earth is a ball and objects are being thrown this way, blah blah blah, you know, that means that we're spinning at this amount of velocity and you can't feel it, and why the objects don't go flying off into the universe is because of gravity, because of a vacuum system of air pressure. I mean, he went into hyperbole, into ifs. I mean, if you were to highlight every time the word if came up in Newton's book of physics, you could fucking use it as a flashlight in a dark room, man. It's like, it's like you fucking get out of the cave with the amount of times if is highlighted in his fucking book on physics. It's like if is every... Here's like a perfect example of them landing on the moon. I mean, it's proof right there. This is an official NASA photo of the first Apollo 11 lunar module landing on the moon. I mean, it's right there. This is proof, man. It's the picture's right there. It's landing on the moon. But the only problem I have with this picture is that it's taken from the moon. I don't know what the big deal was with being the first guy on the moon. It seems the camera crew was already there. The fucking tripod. Camera A, B, C. You know, back in the 60s, I mean, I know people who believe they saw the landing on the moon because they heard it on the radio. Ethel, get in here, they're on the moon, I can hear the dust. My God, I can hear him walk. He's walking slow. There's zero gravity up there. Jesus, they're on there now. They're on there now. I could just see a guy in a sound studio just taking fucking, like a bag of salt going, landing on the wooden floor and just going, oh my God, they're there. They're on it right now. Ethel, get in here. Like, how would you know? There was no independent telescope to even like say they went to the moon. The only telescopes that I could actually film it were NASA telescopes. Yeah, according to the people who landed on the moon, they landed on the moon. Nobody else could fucking check it out.
Without a doubt, one of the most amazing things that I had ever seen in the bottom of the ocean, it was while filming for Blue Planet, it was in the Gulf of Mexico. I noticed there's something out in the distance, couldn't tell exactly what, but it looked like a dark band. And as we approached it, the dark band became a donut. I saw this donut, it was black in the center. As we get closer and closer to it, I noticed that the black band had what appeared to be kind of steam over it. And then I looked, and there was water lapping against the shoreline. this band was a ring of mussels. And inside the ring of mussels was a lake. And it's like, wait a minute, I'm already underwater. We went out over the water in this lake and tried to descend in it and bounced off and bounced off and bounced off. It was so super saline and dense that the submarine couldn't go down in it. We literally bounced off, and as we bounced off, we sent ripples heading back to the shoreline. It was insane. I've never seen anything.